It's Sunday the 9th of November 2014. I was just taking a walk around Sutton Harbour in the Barbican and came across Pinnacle Arts Fair. Pinnacle Arts Fair at Sutton Harbour, showcasing local artists and crafters, featuring unique handmade creations on the second and fourth weekend of every month, 11 AM to 5 PM. You can Facebook them at facebook.com/Pinnacle Arts Fair or info@pinnaclearts-arts.co.uk. Hello, your name's Tom.
Oh, hi, yes, my name's Tom.
And you're an artist?
I'm an artist, yes. And my work here is inspired by the scenes around here in southwest England. Constantly inspired by walks on the moors, the beaches, the sunlight on the sea and the moonlight. And this is why I paint like I do. I've been painting for about 14 years now. And
how did you get into painting?
I got into painting through being at the beach. I was bodyboarding, surfing and all that stuff with my friends.
Yeah.
I've been travelled to India and Australia and around Europe, and all these things kind of came into the inspiration of the work that I do now. And yeah, and I'm really into colour and the way light plays with the landscape and the seascape. Also, I studied a little bit of Eastern philosophy and looked into my own mind and the symbolism that goes on. And I think that like the weather affects the mood, but also the weather expresses mood as well. So in the different states of the ocean and the way the land is, I think that it can be expressed in art for a way to express certain moods and how the mind is.
Have you had any exhibitions?
Yes, I've exhibited in Totnes and had some of my stuff at Therese Gallery on the Hoe. Yeah. And that's where I think we're going to be as well, in this place.
On the 14th, the movie now, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so, yes. On the next Friday coming.
2014.
2014, yeah. And yes, so I've been around in Totnes, had some stuff. In Tangerine Tree Cafe. I've done the Totnes Christmas markets there, and displayed my work there.
So you're inspired by nature?
But yeah, very much inspired by nature, yeah. And
you get a lot of soul and spirituality from being outdoors anyway, because you're on a high from endorphins when you're painting.
Well, exactly, yeah. And and sometimes I just sit with nature and just sit with the essence of it all, and it's just beautiful.
Can you just show some of your work then?
Yeah, certainly. Start here. This is a kind of inspirational piece. This is Berry Head near Brixham.
Is that watercolour?
It's actually acrylic with different effects. I've used card. I've used like credit card, where you kind of smooth the paint onto the canvas. Yeah. And just normal paintbrushes, and watered some effects down a little bit, because I think you can make it look a little bit like watercolour with acrylics, but also have a bit of highlight there as well. Yeah. So yeah.
So how long did this one take to do?
This one took about a week to do, actually, because there's not so many fine lines, but it took a lot of time doing it, but in a short period. So every day I was spending quite a bit of time.
What
on
about
it.
this bigger one?
Yeah, this one's called the Beach of Solitude. This is kind of expressing. It's a very abstract piece. A lot of it's from my own mind, and it's. If you can see, it's kind of rough out the back, but in here it's very serene and tranquil, and it's kind of a place of solitude. So you can kind of sit with yourself in solitude at certain times, even when there's certain things going on in your life. You can really sit there in peace if you go out in nature and enjoy nature.
One. Yeah, you do a lot of surfing then?
Yeah. And that's what inspires me, how the sea works and how the light hits the waves. This one's called the Eye of the Storm.
You're the weakest link in the elements, aren't you? You have to respect.
Oh, definitely.
The sea and the power of nature.
Also, I think we're kind of a part of it as well. I mean, like,
we're definitely a part of it. We come from the elements of nature.
Definitely, and like how the blood and all the liquids flow through our bodies.
Yes.
So the wind and the ocean flows as well, and I find myself sometimes out there in nature seeing the direct link between the inner and the outer. So within the body, everything's moving, and out there, everything's moving.
I do when I'm running along the beach and you've got a nice strong wind and it's a warm day.
Yes.
You just feel as though you're part of the whole element of it all.
Oh, exactly.
And you're getting a high as well. It's the best high in the world.
Oh, exactly. Exactly, 'cause it's back to our roots, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So I don't drink. I don't take drugs. And my biggest high is endorphins, and adrenaline.
Oh, the natural highs, yeah.
People don't seem to realise that. They spend a fortune on getting drunk and wrecked, and then they're depressed, wondering what's wrong with them.
You're speaking my mind exactly there, yeah. Yeah. So, neat. This one here is Burr Island, looking from Big Bantham side, where there's a lifeguard hut, and it's kind of from that side of the beach, looking across to Bigbury, and there's a sand strip there, and there's Burr Island, and it was a nice sunset evening then.
Yeah. So how many pieces have you got for sale at the moment? Off the cuff.
6 pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing a new one now.
Yeah.
That'll be done Friday when the other place opens on the Hoe. And it will be on display there, and it will be on display here. And that's going to be an interesting one. It's I would say it's probably my favourite one I've done yet.
So where have you travelled abroad?
I've travelled to France, Indonesia, Australia, India, Spain, in various different areas, the Canary Islands, and around the UK quite a bit.
Yeah. What area did you like the best, and what was the best experience you had?
I think the most awakening experience was India.
Yeah.
Simply because I really learned about myself there, and just the culture blew me away, and I've been there twice actually now.
Yeah.
And just it really blew me away. I mean, I stayed on a farm for a month and just learnt the way that they cook curry, which was good.
Yeah.
And
different respect to life in general, isn't there?
Exactly. Yeah. The culture is the way they see the world is absolutely fascinating, and the colour and the decoration and all the whole thing is really inspiring.
I have a problem with the UK and the fact that they say it's the land of the free. Yet there's more people criminalised in the UK than the rest of Europe.
Oh, yeah.
And then when you go to places like India, and going to Europe, everybody's happy but the poor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They say, I mean, like some people have everything and they're not happy still. All the material things.
More wants more all the time. Materialistic world. Everybody works flat out in the UK, but they work more hours than people in Europe as well.
Well, exactly.
And you only have to walk around Plymouth. It's the city by the sea. But when you're walking around the city during the week, everybody's stressed out.
Well, exactly.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
No, it doesn't make any sense. And people forget that, hang on, there's an ocean there. Yeah. There's the moors up there. There's plenty of woods with rivers going through them.
Absolutely. Well, that's the good thing about Plymouth and this area of the country is geographically you've got so much in such a small area.
Exactly.
You feel stressed in the city. Within 10 minutes you could be by the malls. 20 minutes you could be by the malls. Yeah. 10 minutes you could be by waterfalls.
Yeah.
Or near about that, and within 5 minutes you could be by the sea.
Well, exactly. Yeah, and you can even access it on
so
a push
you go
bike.
and sit in and watch their Xboxes or play with the Xboxes.
Yeah, I think we need. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or go out and get drunk. Which is fun, but I think there needs to be balance, definitely. And people, I think, are too far into the material, trying too hard to kind of get this kind of gain and this kind of be kind of, I don't know, accepted by society in a way that kind of makes themselves quite sad, really.
Yeah. So where were you brought up then?
Ivy Bridge.
Yeah, and that's quite a quiet.
It's very quiet. Yeah, we had a good little gang there, good little crew when I was growing up. We were all skateboarding, and luckily when we were kids, there used to be a bus that would go from Ivy Bridge to Bigbury. Yeah. And that's right on the sea, so we'd be able to get our surfboards, bodyboards, go on the bus, and just go out to Bigbury and surf, then come back the same day. I've
noticed that from Plymouth going to Newquay and other areas where they all take the surfboards on the buses, which is it seems quite strange from an outside point of view looking in,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's great when you're young and you haven't got a car, and then you can just get out there and you can still go. Yeah, and it's like, wow. So I think I was very lucky because I remember that when that bus service stopped, and we were so gutted. But by then, some friends had cars, so we were still going out to the beaches and stuff. And
Yeah.
so we made the most of quite a very quiet place. Yeah.
So you work as a carer as well to help to pay for your art?
Yeah. I do support work for people with autism and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's very rewarding. So I still have time to do some of my art now, so I'm happy.
So what's your website?
Gone part-time. I have a Facebook page at the moment. It's www.facebook.com/tbirdart, and it's got all my artwork on there. And if anyone ever wants to contact me, then you can do it through there. I keep regular check on it. I've currently got a website actually under development.
Yeah.
A friend of mine is a web designer, and he's going to help me out with it. So, it's all coming together.
Nice one.
I've been spending a lot of time just painting, really, more painting than doing the publicity side of things.
That's the thing about being creative. I'm exactly the same. I'm being productive all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm no good on the marketing side, and that's why I'm struggling in Plymouth, you know.
Really, yeah, same here. Completely no salesman skills whatsoever.
Well, good luck anyway.
Thank you. I've got some more over here. I don't know if you wanted to have a look. This painting here is inspired by Onewell Beach, which is river mouth.
It's a different style of painting, of course.
It's lots of different. I quite like experimenting with different styles. I mean, my main style is the kind of fine line brush strokes.
Yeah.
Like these here, and the kind of these swirling kind of galaxy kind of formations. And it's just these swirly lines I really like doing, because I think you can get a flow of movement.
Yeah.
This one here is it's quite a...
it's the first time you've got a volcano here. It's the first time I've seen people actually in the volcano.
Yeah.
In the eruption.
This one's an interesting one, because this talking about Eastern philosophy and spirituality, it came from an experience I had personally.
Yeah.
When obviously, like we all have these desires of lust. You know,
Yes.
It's what we all have, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this one time, I was like, right, I'm not going to act upon it. I'm going to sit and meditate upon it.
Yeah.
And through that, something happened, and it was very, very interesting. This energy moved up my body, and it kept on moving up, and it completely left my lower body and moved up to where my heart was. And I lost the boundaries of my body, and everything dissolved into pure light. My eyes were closed, and it was almost as if someone was shining a torch through my eyelids. Everything just lit up.
Like I am now.
Yeah, right. A bit like I am now. But and it was just unbelievable. Like my whole body just dissolved, and I felt unconditional love. Like it turned from lustful desire type love to unconditional love.
Yeah.
So and this is basically a direct inspiration from that. So it's the different levels of love. You know, you've got kind of lust at the kind of, so they say, the lower level. But I'm not against it at all. But it's if we just learn to sit on that energy for a bit.
Yeah.
Just sit with the
because it can be obsessive and destructive if it's not kept under control, can't it?
Very much so. Very much so. Yeah, and I think if we can notice the essence of that energy instead of acting upon it and seeing it outwardly all the time, we can go into ourselves and just think, where's that desire coming from? Like physically within my body, if I go deep enough, I can see where it's coming from.
Yes.
And if you sit and if you keep your awareness on that little part, then it can cultivate it as an inner energy.
Yeah.
And that's basically this painting, you know. So yeah. It's worth explaining that one.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because from a distance you can't see the figures in there, and then you come in close and there's a lot of detail.
Yeah. It took me a long time to do this one.
Yeah.
It took over a year to do this one.
Hands coming out at the top, which I've just noticed as well.
Yeah. And it's creation of the universe.
Yeah.
So it's like this, the lustful energy is not just creation as in physical creation, but it also gives rise to creativity in an artistic or a music or poetry way. And then also it's a kind of part and parcel of the creation of the universe.
Yes.
Perhaps.
And what's the last piece we've got here?
Oh, this is Yvonne's piece here.
Oh, that's not yours?
No. Yeah.
We'll just leave that bit anyway.
Yeah. So this is all my stuff I've been doing. So.
Well, thanks a lot for going very personal into your work.
Thank you. Yeah, no worries. I'm happy to explain.
Cheers.
Yeah, thank you.